Hello my bookish stars and welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Nika and I'm coming to you with another exciting video. And y'all, guess what? As y'all seen in the title, I finished all of the books that I talked about me reading in August. I did it. I was determined to finish my TBRs, but guess what, y'all? I added 2 more books to the rotation. Y'all, let's get into it. The beginning of August, really the end of July, beginning of August, I showed y'all books that I wanted to read. And y'all, guess what? I did it. I did it. So I showed y'all these books, 2, 4, 6. I showed y'all 6 books that I wanted to read, right? And I did, y'all, I did. The first book that I read was Pulling Doubles, and I talked about all the books on that vlog, so I'm not going to talk about them or whatever, but I'm going to tell you every last book that I've read this month, because right now it is Wednesday and it's the 28th of August. So I started a book today because I finished one of the other books, and I was like, you know what, I got a couple more days and I can get another book in, so I put another book in my rotation. So altogether it's 8 books that I have read for that I will read for the month of August, and I'm super proud of myself. Now so with the books, I listened to them on audio and I read them physical, and I have a Kindle. So I use all 3 of my methods when I'm reading. It just helps me, get really through the day when I'm working, because I am a self-employed sticker and stationery shop. So when I'm packing orders, I like to listen to books as well. So if you haven't seen the video, I'm going to show you all the books that I've read, but I'm not going to go into depth. I probably will go more into one of the books because I did not talk about it on my last video. And then I will show you the books that I want to read in September. Now, the books that I will talk about in September may not be the same books that I will read. I'm not sure. I don't know yet, because I don't know if I'm feeling them right now. May. But let's get into what I read in August. So my first book was, I told you, Pulling Doubles by Christina C. Jones. Love this book. It is a part of the series, the Wright brothers. So y'all, the very first book that I read was Get Educated. And hey y'all, I wanted to come on right quick because the name of the book by Christina C. Jones is called Get Schooled, so it's not Get Educated. So y'all, let's get back to the video. Let me tell you, no, this is the third, this is the second book, the Wright brothers. There is a third book that I'm going to read in September. I know that I'm going to read that book in September, but this is the second one. The first one was Get Schooled, and I love this series. Okay, so I will listen to this on audio, I will read it on my Kindle, and I have the physical copy as well. So the next book, y'all, was Funny Story. And make sure you check out my video on this when I talked about it in my last video. I really love this book. I did have like some highlights in the book. It was really good. This was a 5-star read for me. I love this book. I usually don't say, sometimes I like to say if it's a 4 or 5-star read, but all of the books that I read this month with either 4-star or 5-star read. But Pulling Doubles, I would say, is a 4-star read. I don't know if I put that on my Goodreads or not as a 4-star. I'm not sure. But the next book I read, and I love this author, is Brittany Cherry. No, I'm sorry. This is Kennedy Ryan. Block Shot. So I read the first book, which was Long Shot, and so for September I will read the third book. So this is a part of a series. This is dealing with Jared Foster, and I'm trying to think of the other, and Banner. I love this book, y'all. Very good read. And I read the back of the book. I'm not going to get too much in depth with this. Y'all, let me tell you. Side note. I broke my glasses. I was walking out of the eye doctor and I broke my glasses. So I do have two others coming. This time I got two pair of eyeglasses because of something like this, because I don't have another pair. So and they're crooked, like, and they need cleaning. It's just, and I can't see the back of the book. So hey, it is what it is. So I just love Jared and Banner. I really do. And I love the fact that Banner can hold her own. That's what I love. She is a basketball agent, athletic agent, and I just love her character in this because she knows how to hold her ground, even in a male dominant world. And I love that because the depiction of it and how women can be successful. But I love the plot with how her and Jared get together. They were dating in college. Well, they weren't dating in college, but they really liked each other in college. But something happened. And it's been several years before they get to meet up again. But very good book, y'all. The next one that I read, I think I read The Problem with Players next by Brittany Cherry. So, y'all, I shared with y'all that I wanted to read. I read all of my books, which is the 6 books that I had on my TBR for August, and I'm so glad I finished it. But this book right here, The Problems with Dating, actually it's the first book. Well, I didn't know it was part of a series when I purchased this book, right, by Brittany Cherry. I just love Brittany Cherry book. I just think that it has so much information that can really just help you. The plot of it is just so well written. I love it. So the Problem with Player is the second book, and The Problem with Dating is the first book. So I am reading this now. This is going to be my last book for August, and I'm on chapter 3 in this book right now. So I am going to probably finish this before the end of the month, because right now it's August 28th and I can do it. We have till August 31st. So I was like, why not? So I picked up this book because I wanted to go ahead and read the first in the series. And so far, y'all, it's really good. So I know I will finish it. So it will be 8 in total. But this, y'all, right here, I really love this book right here. It's by Avery and Nathan. And really we get to know a little bit about Avery and Nathan in this book. So I don't think that I needed to read this book first. I mean, but we'll see, because the characters that's in this book is also in this. So I really know I actually know who's going to get together in this book, which is fine with me. I just want to read the story. But it's a really good book, y'all. Okay, so I listened to a thriller book, The Roommate by Kirsten Moblin. Ended up being a really good book. It was the suspense, the thriller, the twists and turns of the book. I love that story. It was really good. It was about a man and a woman who, I can't think of their names right now, but they were separated, getting divorced, but the husband room needed a place to stay. So a guy that he went to school with or something, he ended up being roommates with. And I just like how it was all put together and how things ended up being in the book. It was really good, and why the guy was doing what he was doing to them. But I'm not going to get really into that story. But Kirsten Moblin is really a good author to read, a thriller author to read, that I really love her books. I am going to read some other books. I did read Do Not Open. That was the very first book I read from her, and it was so good, y'all. Um, I read that book in one day. Now, I read The Dream Job, but The Dream Job I DNF, and I was just like, I'm not going back to it. But I ended up listening to it on Audible, and I loved it. So I really love listening to thriller books on Audible. Just, it does something to me. I just like hearing um, when the people talk on there, and it's like realistic to me. It's like I'm really picturing it as it is, as I'm listening to it. So it's really good. So look at some of her books and let me know if y'all read any of her thriller books, and in the comments, and let me know. So we're getting down to the wire. So Fake It Till You Bake It by Jamie Wesley is a really good. It was about Jada, and oh my gosh, Jada was so funny in this book, and you can always see yourself in some of the characters. I love the aspect of how the writer talked about her having dyslexia, and how her family viewed it, and how her mom and dad, had money. Her grandmother owned the football team that the baker of, what was his name, y'all? I can't even think of his name. And I can't see. He owns the Sugar Blitz. And he works for, and he's also on the team that Jada's mom, Donovan is his name. So Donovan is on the football team that Jada's grandmother owns. And I just love that dynamics of Jada's trying to get her life together. She didn't want to be really under her. She was actually trying to find herself, really. And it made her get her stuff together. It really did. And I love that for her in the book, how you can see her transform in the book, I just love that for her. I really did. But the last book, let's talk about the last book. And then we'll get into my September read, but The Planner Plot. Y'all, Christina Forrest, I love this book. Honestly, y'all, this is a really good book to read for the fall, too. It's a fluffy read. I just love it. It's about Xavier Wright and Violet Green. And it's like friends to lovers. I love it. I love how Christina Forrest took us from when they were in high school up until when they are adults, finished college, and what happened to them, and how whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It was just a really good trope. It really was. It was like, the thing that I really loved about it is because they talk about the fake dating, and this is one of the fake dating books, but it was more than that. How people can still love each other and get back together. I'm just a hopeless romantic for real, y'all. I love when I read about books, how people split up and then they get back together. And that's why I really love Before I Let Go. But anyway, The Planner Plot is a really good book. Now, I can't remember if I read another book by Christina Forrest. I think I did. Yes, I read The Neighbor Favor, and I love this book as well. So, yeah, this is a good book. I think this is a series, y'all. Let me know. I can't remember. So, I think I have another book coming by Christina Forrest, or I think she's coming out with another book. I think it's February. I'm not sure, but if it is, I'll put it up on the screen for you. But yes, those are the books that I read. I read 8 books in August. Y'all, I can't believe I did. I was determined to get through the 6 books that I actually told y'all I was going to read. And I was so determined. I was more intentional about doing that because I wanted to not just come on here and say, this is what I want to read, but I did it. I wanted to make sure I read what I told y'all I was going to read. And sometimes it doesn't happen like that because sometimes I don't want to read the book. So I'm just happy for me for doing that. I'm so proud of myself. Yes. I'm so proud. I am very proud of myself. Okay, so let's get into my September reads. Okay, y'all. A little disclaimer. Don't laugh at my glasses. My glasses are, I'm trying to keep them like straight. Okay, I think that's it. I know because one day it was like that, so I'm trying to keep it straight. And I probably do need to clean them a little bit, so I'm going to do that right now. Okay, I hope it's straight now. I don't know. But anyway, so I want to read the third book from the Wright Brothers series, Bending the Rules by Christina C. Forrest. And it's about Justin and Tony were friends, besties, with a whole list of life rules developed over a friendship that started when they were kids. As long as they stuck to the rules, even when they blended a business relationship into the friendship, things went off without a hitch. But then one of them broke the rules. It was Justin. Justin broke the rules, and Tony has been mad about it ever since. So y'all know this is going to be what? Friends, enemies to friends to lover. That's how it's going to go. So she spent the last several years traveling the globe to cultivate her business, but now she's back in town. Her only goal, help her parents with Mr. Bestseller signing at the store, help them pack up their house to sell, and get out of town with too much interaction with her former best friend. Mr. Bestseller has different goals. He broke the rules, no getting around that, and he's not trying to. His main goal now that Tony is finally home is to get her to hear him out and get his friend back. So he wants his friend back. All right, Tony, he made a mistake. What are you going to do? We're going to find out this month. So this probably will be my first read of August. Now, I do want to read When I Think of You by Maya Ariel. I heard a lot of people talk about this book. It's about Kayla Wilson has paid her dues, but endless days spent behind the reception desk as a flashy film studio has been pushed her movie making goals further out of reach. That is until a surprise reunion present an opportunity that could make her career or break her heart a second time. 7 years ago, Kayla whirlwind college romance of Danny Prescott crashed and burned. While her career has stalled, her star is on the rise. So when the hotshot director reappeared, offering her a job on her next major production, it shocked to her system. So working with Danny may reignite the passion and promises of their film school days, but trusting him again won't come as easy. So a friends to lover trope. So I heard this was a good book, so I'm ready to get into that. Etta Easton, I don't know. I heard this is her very first book. I don't know. The Kids Countdown. I wanted to definitely get into this. So I'm trying to pull books that I had on my shelf for a long time that I want to read. Risaverse event planner Amari Price is jobless, newly single and about to lose her apartment with no choice but to gamble on her shaky startup. The last thing she needed is to run into the smug ex and his new, less complicated girlfriend at America's favorite coffee shop. She pretends to be dating the annoying, sexy man she met by spilling Americano all over his abs. He plays along for a price. Half the single men in Houston claim to be astronaut, but Vince and Rogers turn out to be the real deal. What started as one-off lies morphed into a plan. For the 3 months leading up to his mission, Amari will play Vincent's dotting partner in front of his loving but overly invested family. In exchange, she gets a rent-free room in his house so she can put every penny towards her struggling business. So that, that's going to be a good book. So I heard it was a good book, so I wanted to get into it. The next book that I want to read is Kennedy. So, The Hook Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This is the last of the Hook series. So I already read Long Shot and I also read Block Shot. So I want to get into Hook Shot. So this is the last one. It's a single divorced dad in the final years of his basketball career. Keenan Ross' perfect life has blown up in his face. He is still picking up the pieces when he met Lotus Dupree, a wildflower, a storm, a kick to his gut, and a wrench in his plans for the moment their eyes met. He promised himself he will never trust a woman again, but he never wants anyone the way he wants Lo. At 25, Lotus is finally living out her dreams, becoming a force in the New York fashion scene. So this is about the fashion scene again, focused on her future and not looking for love. She's seeing where trusting a man leaves her. Keenan is the last thing she needs. But from the moment they met, she's drawn in, even if he's 11 years her senior and her opposite in every way. Oh, Hook Shot. I'm ready to read this one, but I love Kennedy Ryan books anyway, so I know that's going to be a good read. So, What a Match. I love this cover because it gives me that fall vibe. So, the end of September, the beginning of fall, which is September 22nd, I'm going to have to get into this particular book because doesn't it give you that fall vibe? And this book is What a Match by Mimi Grace. I think I read some more books by Mimi Grace, but I know on my shelf I have other books by her. I don't know if this book is a part of a series or not because y'all know if it is, I probably got the other ones, but right now I'm not sure if it's part of a series. Let's see. It is part of a series. It's called The Love Struck. But I did read her first book, Make a Scene. I didn't read, this is the second book, What a Match. So I'm glad because I had to look because I was like, is this part of it? It's called the Love Struck series. So I did read Make a Scene first, and now I'm on the second one. And book 3, I don't know if book 3 came out yet, but I do have Along for the Ride. But I need to check and see if the book 3 came out or if I have it on my shelf. I'm not sure. But What a Match. And let's see. Gwen Gilmore knows what she wants, especially in a man. But the dating scene is slow and unserious. And she realized she may need some professional help. A matchmaker. To be more specific. Nothing will distract her from finding the perfect on-paper boyfriend, except maybe her brother Grumpy's best friend. So Anthony Woods has had a crush on his best friend's sister since the day he met her, and he managed an unfortunate affection by keeping his distance. However, that gets complicated when he temporarily moves into her home. Oh my gosh. So, What a Match. I know just looking at this, they get together, but we're going to see how they're going to get together. So, of course, y'all, my last book, I need a thriller book. And I had this on my shelf. My cousin Pam is the one who told me about The Next of Kin. And that's when I ordered it off of Amazon. I have seen other people, but I've seen a different cover. Next of Kin, Two Sisters Torn Apart, Kia Abdullah. So I'm ready to get into this book because I heard it was really good. My cousin Pam was like, "Nigga, if you want a really good thriller book, read this one," and she recommended this one, and I got this book. So it's about Leela receives a call that clevers her life in two. Her brother-in-law voice is filled with panic. His son's nursery has called to ask. His son's nursery has called to ask where little Max is. Your worst nightmare. Leela was supposed to drop Max off that morning, but she forgot. Racing to the car park, she grabs the horror of what she has done. It's about to come true. Okay, what is about to come true? What follows is an explosion, high-profile trial that would tear the family apart. But as the case progresses, it becomes clear that there's more to this incident than meets the eye. Okay, y'all. All right. So I'm gonna read this as a thriller book. So I have the sixth book, 2, 4, 6 that I want to read, and it's right here. Yes, right here. So we'll see if I can get through all of these books. The books up here are my new books that I just got from Amazon. I will do a video up on that soon. But I just want to show y'all that I finished my TBR, and hopefully I'll be more intentional this time as well to do and read all of these books. Okay, so I hope that y'all enjoy this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see y'all on my next bookish vlog. Bye, y'all.